What are the different types of easements we see here in North Carolina?
We see so many of these. We get so many calls on easements. Everybody on the YouTube wants to know about easements. The biggest thing we need to know about are pertinent easements. Those are easements that run with the land. They last forever. They are connected to a deed. And a pertinent easement means that it's permanent and it's transferable from party to party, and you don't ever have to worry about being landlocked. And so, the most important ones of those are access for a road. You can have cart path, you can have 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 foot easements. That's how you get through someone else's property to your property, or sometimes through many properties to get to your property. They don't always work out this way. Other types of appurtenant easements, this happens a lot in Chatham County, is we're not always blessed on having the good dirt for septic on your 10 acres. The good dirt for septic might be on your neighbor's property, so you'll have to have a septic easement. That is an appurtenant easement. You can't be cut off from your septic and everything. So that happens times. One of the most common is our utility easements. Got to get your power, your cable, your fiber now is important. Sometimes water, sometimes sewer. Those are utility easements. We're having a lot of interesting problems right now. Somebody somewhere sued a utility company over a utility easement, and even though on the survey it says there's a utility easement, we've had some issues with the local power company where they've said, well, they didn't name ABC Power Company as the people that are allowed to put your power, so you have to get everybody on the road to sign off on ABC Power Company. That's about impossible, and some jerkwad on the road is going to think that they have you by the you-know-whats, and so they're going to say, I'm not signing it unless you give me $500, da-da-da-da. It's a utility easement. If you went to court, you would lose. Don't be a jerk of a neighbor, just sign it and everything. But this power company has had some lawyers up at the top that said, in order for this utility easement to be valid, they have to name us. I think that's a bunch of you-know-what, but it's happening. Let's see. And then you can have weird line of sight easements and vegetative easements. You can have buffer easements. You can have conservation easements. All those are easements that run with the land. We've talked about the complicated one, the prescriptive easement. It's supposed to be open, notorious, or if you're an attorney, you call it hostile. I like notorious better, but they like to use the term hostile. Hostile means, or notorious and open means, everybody's been driving on this road for 20 years. We don't have an official easement, but we've been doing it for such a long time, you can't cut us off from it. It's not good for a loan. It's not good enough to title insurance. So you're better off getting a prescriptive easement changed into an appurtenant easement. And then you can actually have a public easement as well. So sometimes we said utility easement, sewer, but sometimes a public easement can be sewer. Or, there might be a park on the other side of your property. They can actually come eminent domain and make a public easement and Royal the beach. You can't deny people access to the beach, and so there's a lot of public easements along the beach so people can get from the public road to the public beach. And so sometimes you'll have pedestrian or bike or sometimes car vehicle to the beach. There's a few months you're allowed to drive on the beach, right? And so you can have public easements too. So there's many different kinds of easements. The three ways that this gets cleared up is you talk to a knowledgeable listing broker or buyer's agent. You talk to a good surveyor, and you talk to a good real estate attorney.